Welcome back to another episode of Restoring the Mini Pickup. Okay, it looks like we're going to get down here about once a week at the moment. Hopefully we can do a bit more over the time, we'll see. But at least we're getting down here. So I'm going to look back at the door and see how far we can get on that, see if we can get the door skin on it. We'll see on that. A little update from my dad. I don't know if people have been following the pictures. He's got the bottom end done, block, all new pistons, rings, rebuilt the gearbox. It's the old remote type. Put straight cut gears in that for mini spares. So he didn't want to go straight cut down, drop gears. He was going on thinking that was going to be too noisy. I'm like, well, I can't hear much anyway, and he's getting old. But anyway, he's building it, so we'll let him carry on with that. So he's going to drop the engine in soon, I think, with that. So he can then check all the drive shafts and get everything all rested up. And he's got the head to work on yet, which we're going to hopefully send off, get unleaded, harden valve seats. And yeah, then he can do a bit of porting and polishing on that and keep him happy on that. So yeah, that's good to hopefully go up and see him soon, because he's cracking on with that. So it's pretty much not far off rolling. Well, it is rolling with wheels. So I think he's got the front windscreen in now, things like that. But anyway, let's have a look and see where we were with this door. Hey, where were we with the door? Obviously we repaired up there. We'll get a bit of epoxy prime on that in a minute. Clean up around the edges, get some epoxy prime on there. And yeah, we just need to clean up this bottom edge. I think cut a couple of the support brackets away. And there's a couple more holes, and we'll just clean up the edge. I think the most important thing is, I know these Magnum repair panels, which everyone moans about, they just need a bit of work. They just need fettling sometimes with a hammer. So what you just got to be careful of is these around here, where they press it, it's quite ripply. So should have done it a little bit more before putting it on the car. But you want to get them on a flat block, hammer this down as smooth as you can, because that's what can cause problems when you put the door skin on. If you put too much pressure on this area, if this isn't flat, you're going to get ripples, and it's quite easy to put bends in the door skin, trust me, I know. So yeah, get a dolly on that, get that nice and flattened off as much as we can. And yeah, in the end, you should be trying to put as much, when we fold it, we're not trying to put any pressure, you know, or we're not pushing down too much or clamping through the top. It should all be just underneath. So yeah, it's a bit wiggly around there, but again, we can clean that all up. So that's what we need to do. And I think we're nearly there with that door. Yeah. Yep. Get some epoxy primer in this area as well, because it's a lot easier to do it now than once you've got your door skin on. Okay, let's get in straight. Have a look down this edge. We can, it's easier to do it a long ways. So yeah, what it's got to do is it's got to try and match the curve of the outer skin. Because if you then come here with a nice curve, but this edge is then flipped up, you're then going to force the skin to kink as you try and clamp it. So you've got to try and keep that smooth line going best you can, that's for sure. All right, so we've got a little hole here to fill, and then I think that's it. We're nearly done. We'll clean it up a little bit more, get some epoxy prime on it. And yeah, drop the old door skin on it and see how it's looking. So we get the old soft pad, do a bit of cleaning up, and find a bit of metal. Okie dokie, door repaired, epoxy primer on. You might have seen my welding skills there. Don't learn to weld from my videos. Find somebody about on YouTube to learn to weld. I should maybe watch YouTube and learn how to weld. But anyway, if you're the sort of person that comes to a car show and then looks under the doorstep and go, oh, look at that crap repair, you can sod right off. I hate Mark 1 doors. I don't know if I've told you. Anyway, where's the foreskin. Which one is it? Which one is it? I think it's, these are Magnum door skins. Other companies are available. Remember to always remove the label as well from all your panels. It's so easy to get caught up in a moment. I think this is the right one. Yeah. A little bit dusty, isn't it? Let's get that angle grinder from under there. Don't get too fixated by the bolt holes needing to line up. I would try and get the door skin to match the aperture of the door, and then worry about the holes. You can always re-drill those. The hinges cover quite a lot, and also you could put a little bit of weld on those. It's not an area where it's going to get too distorted, because obviously, you know, it gets a bit distorted anyway sometimes with the door hinge bolted up. It shouldn't do, but it does. But yeah, well, that pops on over the hole, so that shows you that the bottom steps, you know, not too far off. What I was able to do before is, you can see here, and I've done it with some other doors, I think, I can't remember, is that you've got some movement up and down here. So just imagine that the door frame is fixed in the car. You know, you can't, you know, there's only so much you can do with that. But what you can do is you can play with the door skin up and down. You can't do that if you've got this bottom lip is too big, because in the end you can only push it up as far as that bottom lip is. So sometimes it's best to double check, because you might be able to take a, you know, a couple of mil off that bottom of that door step. This panel, and move the door skin up a bit, and actually that fits the door better, and it gives you a few more millimeters clearance at the bottom, because it's normally very tight. Where they're normally very tight on cars is along here and along the doorstep. But anyway, yeah, looks like it's had a bit of overspray on there. But anyway, we'll come on all the DA over that once the door skin's on. Yeah, cool. Okay, what we should do before doing anything major with your foreskin is try the door on. Excuse me, pardon I. If I haven't said it already, I hate Mark 1 doors. So I'll put a clamp on the bottom, which I think is going to get in the way. Well, it will get in the way. So yeah. Time lapse this. This is annoying. Okay. A few things that don't fit, but we can make them fit. Problems we got, the solutions we've got. This basically, the door skin won't go on where the hinges are, because it bottoms out on the bottom of the doorstep. So the door skin has to come up in relation to where the holes are for the hinges. Not a problem too much. Elongate those. The hinges cover them anyway. As I said, you can easily put a little bit of weld on them if needed. Obviously, we've rebuilt the whole car. Obviously, we know it's square, but you know, there could be a slight gap difference, you know, and it's pinched up a little bit along here, you know, it's all stuff. So that could be an issue. The only downside of moving the thing up and making it fit better is that this shut line, or this panel line that goes all the way along the car isn't quite perfect around the top of the A panel. But again, these are reproduction, so I can't tell if this is correct. It does sort of line up with the wings, but then I think we can fix it with a little bit of filler just on the A panel here and just change the curve slightly. But anyway, I'm not going to spend hours doing it. So I think what we need to do is make sure it goes on the door as far up as it can. You can't go too far, because you go too far up, when you bend over the top lip, it actually misses there, you see, so you're stuffed. So you can only go so far up, unless you then extend it, and then if you're extending things, something's majorly wrong anyway. So we're just going to have to try it So we'll get it sort of temporary on there, get it as high up as possible on the door frame, and give it another go. We can slacken these hinges off slightly, and yeah, that gives us a bit more wiggle room. Oh. Alright, let's try and get it on, pinched on a bit, let's see how we go. Because the other trouble is when you've got the door skin not just rested in there, where it's supposed to be folded over, that then hits and gets in the way of the panels as well. So it actually needs to be folded on properly to really fit perfectly. But anyway, I could be just lying there. As you might have seen in previous videos, I don't have the folding tool for this. So basically, I'll get a block of wood, stick it on the top, where my block of wood is, just try and pressure this in, don't put any damage on it, and then I gently tap the edge over as much as I can with a hammer, and then I'll go around with mould grips with a sort of a spreader plate like we sort of got here, you know, something to spread the load on the top so you're not, you know, you haven't got the teeth of the mould grips just digging into it, spreads the load over a longer area, and then the mould grips will then pinch at the back. That's what I do. It seems to have worked on all the other ones. Get away with it most of the times. Yeah. Okie dokie, did another test fit on the door, all in the car. Yeah, looking okay, I think it's workable. It's a bit tight, but it's workable. And for the quality of a Mark 1 door with an aftermarket door skin on it, and it'll do. One day I'll cut them all out and put Mark 3 doors on it. Hunt this chicken for tea tonight, just to let you know. That's the idea anyway. It's getting quite warm, all this panel beating. Whew. So I've folded it over mostly with the hammer now. Now it's time to get the mould grips on it and try and just tweak it round. And then we'll try the door again and get the hinges all on. And then at the very last minute we'll really go around one more time with the mould grips to really cramp it. And we may just put a couple of tack welds on the back just to stop it because in the end you can still tweak it, which is good, because what you can do is you get it all in the car. If it needs a bit of twisting, you can twist it while the door skin's still a fraction loose. Once you've got the right curvature and the door twist, a couple of tack welds on the back, ain't gonna twist no more easily. Okie dokie, I think we can make this work. Just elongated the holes a bit. It's still a fraction low, but it's in the air. I don't know how they're gonna get these on because I just homemade these studs a second ago. And I should have put a nut on them before I cut the end off. Always do that when you're making a stud. Put a nut on it first, cut the head off. Yeah, that one worked, because then it will just clean the thread up as it comes off. There we go. I haven't got any gaskets on these yet, so I won't over tighten them. So yeah, gap's not perfect along there, but that can come up more. But I think we've got something that we can work with, that's for sure. It's gone in the hole. Yeah. Now see how the other side fit. It looks like it's sort of either the doorstep is bowing out a little bit, because it's not bad there and then it comes out, or the door needs, you know, it needs a bit of bow in the bottom of it. But to be honest, time that comes out a bit, I'm not going to try and put a bit more of a bow in the door. I think that'd be a stupid thing to try and do. But again, that's related to the repair panel that we put on. So if we didn't get that quite right, or the curvature and that's not right, basically the door skin gets pulled to that shape. So maybe what I should have done, and we should do on the other side, is double check the curvature before we, you know, when we put the door frame on inside the car. Yeah, might be able to do a bit more, but in the end, it is a Mark 1 door. Because yeah, it's basically scooping in a bit too much as well, yeah. Which we could fix with filler if we needed to, but I'm not going to lose sleep over it. It's a door. We'll get the door on. We'll redo the door another day if we want to. But yeah, that'll do, donkey, won't it? We can make that work. We can make it work. Who's ever seen a Mark 1 door fit properly? Okay, yeah, so those concourse cars. Yes, we all know. Yeah, you can see that from here, can't you, I think? Have a sleep on that. Well, till next time, guys. Stay safe. See you soon.